Everyone has been so careful to attach words like allegedly and reportedly to what exactly went down between the Mets owners and their lifelong friend, Bernie Madoff. But make no mistake about it, the writing is on the wall. Remember, this is a team that was in striking distance when the trade deadline rolled around. A club that desperately needed to do something, anything, to show its fan base it still has a pulse. And they did nothing. Despite the fact that the typically aggressive Omar Minaya and Jerry Manuel are completely out to lunch, the real culprit here is ownership. The Wilpons, for all the talk about how their financial troubles would in no way affect the franchise, did nothing at the trade deadline because they couldn't afford to. Heading into this season, we heard a lot of jawing about how the Mets were ready to turn the page on 2009, how they were convinced that they would be competitive with the roster they brought to Port St. Lucie in March. If that were the case, wouldn't a financially solvent organization do more at the deadline than kick the tires about an offense that was 25th in OBP and 23rd in slugging? And a rotation that enjoyed fairy tale stretches from 3 of its 5 members. What, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to think this team is serious about contending. The same squad that just a few years ago was throwing more money and extra years at guys like Pedro and Beltran just to restore respectability to the franchise. We're all supposed to sit here and believe Fred and Jeff Wilpon when they tell us Bernie Madoff didn't eat their lunch for them? If winning at all costs really were the mantra of this baseball team, Derek Lowe, Benji Molina, and maybe even John Lackey would be Mets right now. And don't tell me they didn't have their opportunities. The Houston Astros became philanthropists at the deadline. The Indians donated 2 pieces to the crosstown Yankees. But for the beleaguered New York Mets, their big July transaction was placing outfielder Jason Bay on the disabled list with a concussion.